And we are live. Okay, let's get this party started. On this live stream, we're going to talk about bad comments on bad YouTube comments on your YouTube videos. And I have to be discreet as to how we approach it. But yeah, I saw some things that disturbed me today, and I thought that's what we need to talk about tonight. So let's see who's jumping in over here. Before I get into that, if you're new to this channel, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach how to grow your influence through YouTube. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then you're definitely in the right place. And tonight we're going to be talking about bad comments on YouTube. But before we do that, let's see who's here. So, hey, Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life. It is always good to have you with us. And you may or may not have seen what I'm talking about. Hey, Rachel, how are you doing? And I hope your family is doing well right now. I hope you're not too stressed right now with, the hubby being deployed, that kind of thing. And then Gladys, good to have you with us as well. Miss Congeniality and Vamsy, it is good to have you with us as well. But tonight's conversation is going to be about YouTube and some bad comments I'm seeing on there. So Vamsy, I'm doing well. And Honey Bun, I'm going to be talking to the YouTube creators because there's some things that we need to talk about. So at home with Sherry, hello, it is good to see you as well. And then Wendy, always busy. I am always glad to see you. It is so nice to have all of you guys jump in. So the first thing I'm going to ask you guys is what you're sipping on. I just have ice water tonight is all I have. In my new nifty little coldest water bottle. So that's what I got tonight. It's just water. And then Rachel said she's doing well, just trying to keep the little toddler busy. And then Miss Congeniality is just throwing us a circle in. She's saying, circle up, ladies. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Gladys has coffee. And I just started live like 2 minutes ago, Vamsy. So it's 7:45 Eastern. So just like 2 minutes ago, I've been live. Actually, 2 minutes and 48 seconds. And then Sherry's got herbal tea. And then, hey, Antoinette, it's good to have you with us as well. She's got water too. Wendy has water. And Frazio is glad to catch a live show. Now, Frazio, what I want you to know is if you're one of my traditional homemakers, tonight is not about that. Tonight is my YouTube strategy talk, and I'm talking directly to the YouTube creators because there's a couple of things that I needed to share with them. So I am going to go ahead and get started with that conversation. So I was on my live stream, my collaboration, which is Spring into Clean. And we're doing bathrooms and bedrooms this week on my TNT channel. My This and That with Denise channel launched today. And one of the things that I try to do is when the collaboration launches, I'll block out some time and I'll sit there and I'll watch all the videos in the playlist as possible. And then if there's some that are not in the playlist, I'll capture those and put them in the playlist. So I was doing that. And then I'll also go through and I'll read the comments that some of the people have made. Folks, I have to tell you today. Oh, wait, hey, there's Mary that joined us tonight. So let me see, where is she? No, that's Bam. There we go. So Mary from Rocky Mountain Gardens is with us, and she's drinking water as well. So, okay. So I was watching a video that was in the collaboration, and there are only 10 of us in this collaboration. So, and this was like, I don't know, fourth, fifth video, whichever one. And as I was looking at the comments, I noticed there was a timestamp in the comments. So I'm thinking, oh, so I'm wondering, why did this person put timestamps in the comments? And I was wondering, well, is this when she actually started her video? Or no, that's not what I mean. So I was wondering if they thought that the person didn't actually get into whatever the content of the video was until this particular time. Well, on this one video, there were 2 or 3 timestamps. One was at like 24 seconds. And so I hovered over the 24-second milestone in the video. I didn't see anything. Another one was like 45 seconds. So I hovered over the 45 seconds in the video. I didn't see anything. So I thought, well, what the heck? What is that? And, then I finished the video, left my comments, and went on to the next video on the playlist. Well, in the one of the other videos in the playlist, I saw the same thing. There were timestamps in the comment section. And I was like, well, what could that be? And again, I wondered, is this when the person actually starts giving some specific or particular information? And I couldn't see anything like that in where the timestamps were because they were very early in the video. So I went to the URL button and I Googled, typed in that particular thing that I saw and Googled it. And the URL popped up and oh my God, I was like, what? And I closed it right away. It was a pornographic website. And I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that word. But I was like, oh my goodness. So I right away clicked on the little 3 dots that you'll see over to the side. You'll see 3 little dots that'll say report or whatever. And I reported those comments in that video. And then I went back to the other video, and then I couldn't remember which one it was. So I had to look through all 3 videos that I had already watched to find those comments and reported those. So that's what I wanted to find out, is if you guys have observed such things in your timestamps. Now, they were just in 2 of the videos that I've seen so far. So before we got on tonight, I thought, well, let me just Google to see if more people have been having that problem. So I put it in Google to address bad comments in YouTube, and something came up for a Reddit site that said you had to be over 18 to view. I said, okay, don't want to look at that. And looked at a couple other articles, and it mentioned that several people have been having this issue. And I guess there are bots that are pornographic bots that are doing this. And what tricked me when I was looking was some of the names from the YouTube channels were women. They only had 1 or 2 subscribers, maybe even 10 subscribers. But I thought, well, I'm thinking it's harmless because I saw a woman's name. Well, then one of them, it was a guy. Well, I was wrong. So now let me check out what's going on in the chat right now. So Mary Keys is saying hello. Hi, Mary. We're talking about getting bad comments in your comment section on YouTube. So Sherry says she gets those almost every time she uploads on both her channels and she reports them. I was horrified by what I just, like a split second, I was just like, oh my God, and just boom, I clicked it off. And I'm sure the ladies don't know those comments had even appeared on their comment section because, as soon as I reported it, YouTube removed them. So what I want to let you ladies know, let's see what else other people have to say. Yep, lots of crazy people on the internet. That is true. So Gigi says she's seen them lately. She just ignores them. Well, Gigi, that you can't do. So now let's just back up for a second. About 2 years ago, there was the YouTube apocalypse with with bad actors would go through family videos and they would watch whatever the children were doing. And let's say you had some kids, and maybe some mom was showing her kids at dance class, and so there was somebody in a little tutu or little dancing. You know how kids, what they wear to dance class or gymnastics or swim class or whatever. And they were putting timestamps in the comments where kids were in different kind of, costumes. And that's what brought about the problems with the family channels and not being able to have children on your YouTube channel and stuff like that. And so if you have a family channel where you have your children on there consistently, you can't get monetized. You're not able to have playlists and all kinds of stuff. Well, that's what started that. That was how it all came out, was these timestamp things. So one of the things that it was called COPPA, Child something protection law, I don't know. But anyway, what YouTube said is this: you as a creator are expected to police what's going on in the comments on your channel. You're supposed to read them and know what's there. So if you see anything weird like that, you need to report it immediately. Don't just delete it and don't ignore it. You've got to report it immediately so that the YouTube police, because they've got some bots that would police that kind of thing, can take care of that. So you can't just ignore it, because YouTube feels like you should know what's going on your channel. So now let me just see where that was. Okay. So Aunt says she gets those often and she ignores them. Cheryl says she gets them all the time and she deletes them. Deleting them is good, but you also need to report them. So if you get them all the time, you need to report them all the time. And I don't know if you can block them or not. They probably just come up with new channels or new ways to get around it, but definitely report it, because they have YouTube police bots, or police auto bots, that try to attack and address those issues. So yes, you want to report them, because when you report them, then they get erased. YouTube will erase them from your comments. But if you just delete them, I don't know if it deletes them everywhere in your stream. I don't know. So it is best to report them to YouTube. That's why they've got that little button there. So report them so that YouTube can not only erase them, but then also try to track them down and deal with them. Well, Sherry, you're obviously smarter than I am, because I was just like, what is that? Well, why are they putting that timestamp there? Now, here's the thing. In all honesty and in my defense, one of the things that we've been talking about was starting our videos like, bam, starting the video. When the video comes on, you need to be into doing something. And I remember my little granddaughter, Morgie, she was standing like right here one day, and I was watching the video by somebody, and Morgie said, well, when is she going to start the video? And I'm like, well, she did. And she says, well, why is she still talking? I'm like, well, that's the video. And she gave me this look like, you've got to be kidding. And then she left the room. So, and then with the new YouTube algorithm that wants to know who's still watching after 30 seconds, I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're trying to see when does she actually start. Because I've seen a few videos where people have put a timestamp, people that were commenting, well, she didn't actually start talking about the problem until here. Or if you want to skip all the fluff, go here. And they were legitimate timestamps. So I'm thinking, okay, I didn't have a clue this was going on. I didn't have a clue. So was I ever shocked? So Sherry, you are smarter than me, because I didn't think about it being phishing. I know now. And so that's why we're talking about this tonight, because I thought, yeah. So Carol said, she just finished painting her mudroom, and she'll be listening while she cleans up her tools, but she's had those on her videos and reports them and removes them as soon as she sees them. So Carol, that's the right thing to do. Report them and then remove them as soon as you see them. Because I tell you what, we are expected to police our channels as well. And you certainly don't want someone else completely naive like moi to click on it thinking, oh, wonder what this is, and then be shocked. So, and I suppose not only was I shocked by what I saw, but I was also shocked that, the women that were in the pictures, their faces were so clearly seen and they were smiling. I'm like, well, what women wants to show themselves in these kind of situations? And they're smiling and happy about it. I was like, whoa. So, and again, I don't know any of their stories. I clicked off as quick as I could, but yeah. So Rachel says she moderates a few channels and she's seen during lives so very many inappropriate things. And most of the bots are just people with nothing better to do than run amok. And that's true. That's why most of us have moderators on our channels now, because you have to have someone to help you. I know, like Michelle from My Everyday Wife Life, she's one of my moderators. Nikki Blue Skies is one of my moderators. Kimberly Davis is one of my, I think is one of my moderators. But I don't want to say we've been very lucky and we've been very blessed, because there's only been a couple of times that we've had to deal with, like bad actors when we've done our lives. So I don't want to say that, because, the minute you say it, something happens. But I was just pretty shocked by what I saw today. I tell you what. But yeah. So Michelle says she's seen that a lot on your videos, Michelle. Because I was pretty surprised, and I was like, well, I hope I don't start getting them because I clicked on the one accidentally. I mean, I don't know how they capture, what kind of information they capture or what. She said she didn't know what they were, but figured, well, you did the right thing by not engaging with it. You know what? You're right. You're probably right. Oh, excuse me for snorting. You're probably right, though. So Michelle says she blocks, reports, and deletes. So yeah, block, report, delete. I didn't, well, this wasn't my channel, so I couldn't block, but I did report right away. So they were deleted off of that person's channel. And I didn't want to put a message in there, like I didn't want to put a comment in their section saying, be on the lookout for this or that. And I didn't want to have to go in and email the ladies that, this is going on your channel. But I thought we'll talk about this tonight so that everyone gets the message. Yeah, so now Sylvia at Silly Mommy for Life. Sylvia, I've learned to look at the picture if I can. When I see an unusual comment or a comment that I'm not familiar with, I'll look to see, well, what's the picture in the icon? And if it looks weird, then I don't click on it. And occasionally I've clicked on the picture to say, oh, who was this? New subscribers. I'm like, okay, I block them people, then I go. But it's just crazy. It's just totally crazy. Let's see. So Melissa just joined us. So Michelle says she does the same thing if she sees it in another video. She reports it right away. And then Sylvia says she's heard about the timestamps. So yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. And then Khadijah from Her Healthy Home is on with us as well. And Khadijah, what we're talking about is when you find these timestamps in your comment section, and what these timestamps are, many of them, I won't say all of them, but many of them are pornographic material. And I'm trying not to say that word too much because I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. But that's what it turns out many of these are. They're pretty naughty kinds of content. There's certainly not anything you want to look at or you want your children to take a look at, or that you even want your husband looking at. So that's what we're talking about. So if you come across any of these time-stamped um, comments in your comment section, you want to block, report, and then when you report them, YouTube will usually delete them right away. I'm not sure what you mean, Sherry. But yeah, oh, I could just say the P word and not actually say the whole, yeah. But yeah, it's just bad. And it's unfortunate, because when you see those kind of things, it's very unsettling. Okay. Yeah, so Aunt said that she will immediately start reporting and deleting. Yeah, you want to report and you want to delete. And if you report, many times YouTube will delete them right away and then they're gone. But you might even need to block so that they don't come back again. Um, but then they'll just try, many times they try different names and different things like that. Yeah. So Sherry says sometimes she'll see the comment in her notification, but the comment is already gone. So others are reporting them before she sees it. Yeah. So that's what I did. When I saw the comments in the two ladies' videos that I was looking at today, I reported it right away. And so they deleted it. So I don't know if they would even see it in their notifications or not. And then Melissa said she started reporting them. So now she's getting less. So Michelle, I'm not sure what you mean. I think there's a misspelling there or something. You don't What you don't get is why YouTube is a better place for them to do that. I'm not sure. Or why it's been happening for about a month. Don't know. Okay, so Michelle said she's been seeing it about a month. Mary said she's been seeing it about a month. Oh, and if you're on someone else's channel, you can request them right away or instant message them and let them know to remove them. If I see it on somebody's channel, well, I've only seen it twice and I saw it today, I just went ahead and reported it and then YouTube removed it. But that's a good idea, though, to think about instant messaging them. But if they're like me, you send me an instant message, it might be 3 months before I see it. I'm not on Instagram enough that I see what's over there. So I'm trying to get there, but I'm just not there very much. So Khadijah said she's gotten some on videos when they were first published, and she's also seen it on videos that show they don't even have a view yet. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure what to say about that. But yeah, you want to block, report, and delete. Well, Friezo said she's seen timestamps and comments on other channels, but never checked them out. This will probably get some creators in trouble with YouTube for not checking their comments. Yes, they will get in trouble for that. Now, I'm not saying go check them because now that we know what they probably are, you don't want to click on it and then all of a sudden start getting cookies and meaning, getting traffic from those areas. You definitely don't want to get that. But you could maybe leave them a message or like Michelle just said, Instagram them or send them a request that they're getting this and this is probably what it is. It's just bad though that we have to think about that. I mean, it's all we can do, at least all I can do to try to get my videos done, get them edited, get them uploaded, and they be like they're supposed to be, that they're right, that the SEO is good, that my title, my thumbnail work. It's all I can do to get that done. But now they have to also be concerned about policing negative comments like that. That's just bad. It's just bad. So Cheryl says she sees it happens most when you first upload your video. That's when she sees the most. Well, you know, the two ladies that I saw on their channel today, their videos hadn't been out more than an hour. So it was pretty early in when they had uploaded their video. So I don't know how those little Autobots work or what. Hi, Darcy. What we're talking about is bad comments in the comment section on your YouTube channel. And what it turns out is that bad actors are putting timestamps in the comment section. And then if you click on those timestamps to see what it is, then it takes you to a website that is not very nice with some really pretty bad pictures, things that more than likely you don't want to engage in. And your channel was one of the ones that I saw them on today when I was going through the playlist. And I wanted to send you a comment, or then I thought, well, maybe I should send her an email. And I thought, nope, she'll probably jump on the show tonight, and I'll let her know. But someone had put a timestamp in the comments, and I was thinking that maybe maybe they're making a timestamp about how soon it was that she actually jumped into the cleaning or something like that. That's not what it was at all. So I reported the two comments that you had. YouTube erased them, and you probably didn't see them unless they pop up in your notifications. But if you see anything in timestamps, don't open it. Oh, now Melissa said she got them as soon as she sets her videos to premiere. You know what? Khadijah said something earlier about she's seeing them on videos that don't even have a view yet. So if a video was set to premiere and the premiere hasn't happened yet, people can leave comments before the video actually deploys. That's how they're getting comments on there before you even have any views. Now, that's just something to keep in mind, so that when you do set your videos to premiere, just make sure you're checking your comments. So the reason why I'm bringing this up tonight, and hey, Stephanie, it's good to have you with us as well. Stephanie may know a little bit about this too, because she's pretty savvy when it comes to YouTube stuff. We're talking about the bad actors that are leaving really nasty comments. And when I say nasty, I mean like inappropriate kind of comments in people's comments on their YouTube channels via a timestamp. So I saw a couple of those in the playlist of the ladies who were in my collaboration today. And so I reported them to YouTube. And several of the other ladies here have said they have seen those as well. So yeah, so that's what we're talking about. So Stephanie, do you have any information that you can shed on that? Because I know you're pretty savvy about quite a few things. So I just thought I would put you on the spot and ask if you'd either noticed it or heard anything or been able to research anything in that regard. So she says yes. Stephanie says she gets those and she deletes them and reports them. And that's what we were talking about tonight, that you can't just ignore them. You have to report them, and then YouTube will delete them, or you delete and then, or you block them and then report and then delete, because YouTube expects you to know what's going on your channel. So you can't just leave those on there and then other people inadvertently click on them, like why Dummy here did today. I was telling the lady, Stephanie, that I was on I was going through the playlist of my collab, and I noticed that there were timestamps on the one lady's video, and I was just thinking, wonder what that is. And I did go to her video, and I did hover over the particular time slot on the video, but I didn't see anything unusual. So I was like, well, what's the timestamp for? Well, then I went on down the playlist and saw another video and saw timestamps in another video. And I was like, well, this isn't making any sense. So I Googled whatever it meant and got the shock of my life. So that's why we're talking about this tonight. So Tam at Love My Babies Forever is jumping off. So good night, Tam. It was good to have you with us. And yes, please don't forget to hit the like button and give me a thumbs up before you go. I've got 23 people on. If I could get 23 thumbs up, that would be great. So that was what I wanted us to talk about tonight, was just those kinds of things. And then if you had any other solutions or comments about that. Um, so Darcy said she'll go back and check. So Darcy, do go back and check your comments just to make sure no other ones popped up. They might have popped up in your notifications, but I did report them, and then they erased them when I was on, so I didn't see them any longer in the chat. And there were only about 5 comments when I was on. So when YouTube erased them, then that just left like 3 or 4 comments. So it was early enough that they may not be any more there, but we just have to be sure to check. Yes, definitely. At least that's a good way to say it. At least to an adult site. Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. So, okay. So that's about all I wanted to say about that particular subject. The other thing I wanted to talk about just briefly, and I'm not going to keep you guys on long because I am exhausted tonight, but the other thing that I wanted to have you guys to think about is, I'll type it in here, is getting brand deals or sponsorships for your channel. And I have to tell you, oh, okay. So Rachel sent me an email with some pictures of that Housewives book. Oh, okay. I'll go to my email and I'll take a look at that. I'll take a look at that. Okay. Rachel Knight is one of my traditional homemakers from my This and That with Denise community. And every now and then she'll pop on over here just to kind of see what it is we're talking about. And I warned them that if they come to this show, we're just talking YouTube strategy and we're not talking our usual topics. So, but sometimes they kind of like to see what it is we talk about as we prepare to create content for them. But brand deals or sponsorships for your channel. Just something else I wanted to bring up just briefly. Roberto Blake is on live right now, and I was listening to him for about the last hour and a half. His show tonight was on fire, and he was talking all about brand deals and how to get brand deals and some of the things you should do to try to get them, or whether or not you should get brand deals or sponsors for your channel. And it was quite interesting because he said that you really shouldn't base whether or not your worth of a brand deal is based upon the number of subscribers that you have or your watch time. He said, but you want to base it on the value that you're bringing to the brand. And I thought it was quite interesting. And he also talked about whether or not brands were in alignment with you as a YouTube creator. So let's talk about that for a little bit. I'm sure most of you as YouTube creators, if you've got more than 100 subscribers, you've been approached by brands to represent their product, or to can they send you free products so that you can, and then if they send you the free product, can you do a video about their product? And most of us are so excited and just so pleased when they approach us that we're like, oh yes, send me the free product. Yes, I'm open. But not thinking about what value are we getting from that brand. So that's just something to think about. So Frezio says it's just nice to think about something different. So Frezio is another one of my traditional homemakers, I believe. And they're just, kind of checking out what we do here. But so now let's just talk about brand deals just real quick, because it's just something that I'm very interested in. And I've been approached, just like all of you, from people. As a matter of fact, this is one of the brands that is sponsoring some of my content on my other channel. Now, I'm not being sponsored here. I'm just using the bottle because I like using the bottle. But here's the thing. As I've been thinking about that, is whether or not I'm trying to decide whether or not that brand is a good alignment for me. Is it a useful product for me? Yes. Am I enjoying using the product? Yes. But what are the requirements for from me as the YouTube creator to the brand on the part of the contract to promote the bottle? That's the question. What are the constraints in the contract in that regard? And that's one of the things that Roberto was talking about on his channel tonight. I mean, really, he had so many good questions and just so much good value. So, and then we've got, I believe, Simple Southern Reflections is Stella, or is it Charlotte? I think it's Thelma. I think it's Thelma. So now Melissa says she was asked to sign up with a paint company. Okay, boom. So now we're excited about that. You know, Melissa's being asked to sign up. So now tell us this, Melissa. What does being asked to sign up mean? Does that mean they're going to send you free products for you to use in your crafting? And then you're to promote those products? Are you just to use the products at your will? Are you required to say anything about the products? Are they paying you, or are they just giving you free products? One of the things that Roberto talked about tonight was the difference between sponsorship and getting free products. And they said if you're just getting free products, which you are required by YouTube and the FCC to reveal to your clients or to your audience that you've been reached out to by, let's see, you've been reached out to by Sharpie to promote their, or at least not to promote, but to use their paints. And either they're sponsoring your video or they've just sent you the free products. Either way, you're obligated to reveal that. And there's also a little button on your YouTube channel that you have to indicate that this video has some promoted content. Now, YouTube defines it being a sponsored content as you either getting free product, you're getting money, or something like that. But they've given you something to do that review or in regards to that product. So, but Roberto was thinking that it's not a sponsorship unless they're paying you a contract. They're paying you money to promote this product, and you're both getting something out of it, and it's not just free product. Now, there is an association or a collaboration if they've sent you product. But he said if they've sent you product, but you're not required to do anything specifically, you can promote it as you will, and you're not obligated to give it back. It's a different story. It's not sponsored, but there still is some sort of affiliation. So I'm going to go back and probably, like, when I get in bed tonight, I'm going to get my iPad out and I'm going to listen to that again because it was quite interesting. So tell us more, Melissa, about the paint company. So what do they want you to do, and how much they want you to do it, and how well is it effortless or seamless for you? Because I tell you, so for this product that I have, and this is for my TNT channel, my This and That with Denise, and I'm supposed to use it in a seamless way as what makes sense for me. I'm supposed to just, do what makes sense for me with the video. But according to the contract, it has to be seen in so much of the footage in the video. So that's what makes it a little bit difficult for me, because it's like for this particular product, for example, particularly since I'm not gardening yet. Now I'm going to hopefully start gardening this week. We had really pretty days a couple days ago. Today it's been raining like crazy all day and then a little bit chilly. But if I'm outside gardening, it's seamless. I got the bottle out there because I'm thirsty. I'm digging in the dirt and I'm taking a drink, whatever. It's seamless. But if I'm in the house cooking or cleaning, it's not as seamless. So I'm struggling a little bit to make it make sense. So Melissa, tell us about your product and how that's working for you. Okay, I gotta find this. I'm way up here. Okay, Simple Southern Reflections is Thelma, so I was right on there. Hey, Kenya, it is so good to see you. I was gonna call you. I've been wanting to talk to you. I miss talking to you. So Michelle says she gets crappy product review offers. Michelle, that was the thing Roberto talked about tonight, was about how to create an offer. Like if you wanted to make an offer to someone, how to put together that you should put together some kind of a proposal to them, to say what you can offer them. And if they give you a contract, you can say, well, I don't like this or that. And you can kind of edit it, that kind of thing. And he talked about how when we're first getting started, we're more likely to get taken advantage of because we're so excited just to have someone offer us something. And I kind of get what he means by that. But, you just have to think about whether or not the product, makes sense for you. So that's the question. Because when I got the offer for this product, I thought, well, this can make sense for me. I use water bottles all the time. And you guys noticed I haven't had my little Yeti cup up here, this time. So it's like I have this, and but I don't have to promote it on this channel. But I'm just using it because I like to use it. But that's beside the point. But so now Melissa, now that's what I'm talking about. So she uses only their paint, and they send her paint for her DIYs, and they pay her per video. So now this is a question, Melissa. So you are exclusively using their paint, and we'll say it's Sharpie, just because I got a Sharpie right here. So let's say you're exclusively using Sharpie paint, and they're going to pay you. They're going to send you the paint for your DIYs, and they're going to pay you per video. Now that's a sponsorship. They are sponsoring you to do that work. And there's a contract. So maybe they're going to either exclusively forever send you their paint, which means you're locked into only using their paint. And that can work for you if it's okay for you. But that can certainly work for you. And you talk about, can you be honest with how well the paint works? If you like the paint, if you don't like the paint, if it dries quickly, if it smears, if it smudges, if it shows through on the paper, that kind of thing. So let's see. I want to get up here. So Aunt says she was contacted by environmentally friendly coffee cup company, which has nothing to do with decorating, and didn't understand why they contacted her about channels. Oh, Aunt, you will get contacted by all kind of people. I get contacted by people who do gaming, like they have a gaming devices, gaming chairs, and they come out with a new video game. Do I look like I play video games? I mean, seriously, my channel is about homemaking. The last video game I played was probably, what's that one, Pac-Man or something like that my kids used to play. I didn't even play them then. So no, or I'll get all kinds of ridiculous, ridiculous approaches about products I would never consider using and wouldn't consider promoting on my channel. But Antoinette, yours is about decorating. Are they willing to pay you money to do it? Are they offering money? Or are they just offering you a coffee cup? Because see, there's the thing. Because even though your channel's about decorating, is there a way that you could somehow seamlessly weave that coffee cup into your channel? Let's say you were doing some kind of a coffee bar, Kenya's coffee bar. Her and Diva do that coffee bar collab every so often. So maybe you were going to use that coffee cup with that. Or I don't know, is there a way that you could make it work for your channel? If not, don't do it. Half the time, I don't even open some of those that I get. And I know Kenya gets a lot of requests as well. Okay. So Michelle, yes, you have to click promotion option in your video, even if it's a free product. It says in the YouTube creators, the little tutorials that they have in the YouTube studio that helps us learn the ropes about YouTube. It says in there that we do need to reveal that we have received goods from someone, and if it's in the video. So I think the first time they send you that free product, and then you're talking about the product in the video, I think you do need to indicate that you have received that. I think there was a comment by Kenya that I missed about that. There it is. Her thoughts were like Roberto. Sponsorship means payment is made for the video. So sponsorship is when there's been money exchanged for the service. And the money might be exchanged when the service is completed or whatever, but there's some remuneration that occurs other than them just giving you products. But I would say, go back and look at this video that Roberto did tonight. I just thought it was awesome. Melissa said she hasn't decided. She's still talking to her business buddy about it. And Melissa, what it does, if they want you to use their paint exclusively, it just means that you can't use anybody else's paint. But the question is, for how long? So let's say you decide to work with them for a year. So then after the year, and you've used their paints in those videos, but now you make new videos without using their paints. What happens as a result of the videos that you've created using their free paint? Do you have to take those videos down off of your channel, or can they live on? That's a question to ask, which I never would have thought of until Roberto mentioned some things like that on the channel today. And he didn't say you had to, but he just said it was a question that you should ask. The other thing he talked about was that we shouldn't be so all fired hot and heavy to get brand deals. He said, because the more brand deals you get, the more reliance you have on those kind of things, and they could somewhat control your channel. And so that some of the really bigger YouTubers are not taking as many brand deals as they were at one time. So I thought, I never thought about it that way. I was just so excited that somebody wanted to approach me. I'm like, oh my. And then after a while, you're like, okay, I don't think I want those. Hi, Dilute Zoo. It's good to have you with us tonight. Now, Fresio was laughing because you and Rachel Knight probably have not thought about these kinds of things before. But here's the question. It's like, you want to make sure that whatever you're promoting has good value for your viewers. And that was a thing that Roberto emphasized, is that whatever you promote has to have good value for your viewers. So when I was talking about this water bottle, and I'm thinking, so it will give good value to my viewers and the different things that they could do with it, can give them good value. The question is it good value for me? but it's definitely is good value for my viewers, particularly my younger ones that are going to the gym, they're hanging out at the pool, those kinds of things. So that's the question. So is it good value for your viewers? So when I got approached about having some kind of a, well, like a pool splash pad or child safety locks and different things like that, I'm like, I don't have any kids here. I thought, well, I guess I could try them out at my niece's house. And I thought, no, that doesn't make sense for me or my community. So whatever it is, does it make sense for you and your community? Oh, and saying good night. Melissa, just look at Roberto's video tonight and just see what you can gain from it. And then if you decide to take that contract and it could be a good deal for you, you just make any kind of stipulations in it that you have, you know? That's it. Oh, one of the other things he talked about was that with some of the collaborations that he has done, and Roberto does big time collaborations. Some of the collaborations that he's done, he allows them to use some of the either the footage from his video or some of the images that he might produce or something like that with the product. So that's a question that they may ask of you. Are they able to use or license some of the results of the projects that you make with their paints and that kind of thing? If so, should you get more remuneration than what they might initially be offering? And I think that's kind of cool, actually, that they're offering you, to provide you with paint in perpetuity, or at least for the next year or 6 months or a year, however long they're going to do it, and that you use them exclusively. Heck, I wish I had a contract with McCormick spices. Like, I use McCormick spices all the time anyway. That's typically what I buy, unless my budget is really tight, then I'll buy the Kroger brand. But I'm like, I would love a brand with McCormick because I use their stuff all the time anyway. So good night, and it was good to have you with us. Tam says she's enjoying this tonight. So Thelma, Tam was dancing with you on Friday. What did you guys do? What did you guys do the other day? I missed it. Was there a fun live stream or something? What lingerie offer? Did they offer you some lingerie that you were supposed to model on your channel? Because you know what? Now, this is interesting, Kenya, that you say that. The Daily Connoisseur, whom I follow, who you've heard me talk about her before, she gets offers to do different things. And she has one video that she did when she did her review. She has what she calls the Connoisseur Reviews, and she only does it about every couple of months. And in one of them, she reviewed panties. And she was very discreet with how she talked about them. And of course, she didn't wear them or anything like that, but she just talked about them, talked about the benefits of them, the waistband and all that kind of stuff, no wedgie and all that kind of thing. But she also does some collaborations with this lingerie company that provides like nightgowns and dressing gowns and different things like that. Now, not underslips, but like nightgowns and dressing gowns. And so she's done a couple where she didn't wear the pajamas, but she did put on a couple of the nightgowns for the viewers, just so you could see the nightgown, and then of course the dressing gowns that go over them. But when she does that, though, she has on the appropriate underwear under those gowns. So it's not like you're looking at a woman who just got out of bed or whatever, and we might not have on a bra or something like that. No, she's always appropriately dressed under the nightgown, so that it doesn't look as if she doesn't, like, if she's not wearing anything. She's always very discreet. So if they're for dressing gowns, Kenya, who knows? But you have to gracefully decline. I'm sure your husband said, I am not having that, because my husband would be like, are you out of your mind? Like, no. Let's see. Oh, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. Teddies and swimsuits. Are they kidding me? No. Teddies and swimsuits. They must be nuts. And so Mary is laughing. So, yeah, so those are just some things to think about. So I just thought it was just quite interesting to hear him talk about that and to talk about the business side of YouTube, which I'm really beginning to have a better appreciation for. Now, notice I didn't say understanding, but I did say appreciation. I'm getting a better appreciation of it. And I am trying to understand all of the various ramifications that goes along with some of that, because I personally don't want to represent a product that I think would be not be in the best interest of my viewers, because first and foremost, my allegiance is to my subscribers, because they're the ones that helping me to get where I'm at right now. The other thing, though, that I don't want to do is to just willy-nilly promote all these different products. And then after a while, you have so many brands and sponsorships, then do your subscribers wonder about your authenticity. Like, well, does she really like that? Or are they paying her to say it? That kind of thing. So that's something else to think about. How does that how do your audience see that when, you're promoting a product because someone reached out to you? Now, this is one that I probably wouldn't have recommended, or not recommended. I probably wouldn't have talked about if they hadn't approached me, because I didn't know about it. This isn't one of the ones that I knew about. The ones that I knew about are like, the Yeti cups and some of the Starbucks ones, those kinds of things. Because, I love water bottles, but typically I like to get the ones at Starbucks. That's what I had, or the Yeti cups. But as I begin to explore other bottles, when I got this one, then I'm like, oh, okay, there's other things out there. And, I can kind of see this particular one. But the question is, are you doing a good service to your viewers? That's the question. Now, oh, so Dalutsu, it's early morning there for her. That's right. She's on the other side of the world. So it's early morning there. And so she's got to get her kids to school. Now, and Mary, you're absolutely right. Many of these companies take advantage of us getting free advertising for their products for nothing. Well, that's the one thing Roberto and Viper talked about today. When you create a video for a product, it lives on your YouTube channel forever. And they do have budgets for advertising. So, if you think about it, when I did that, where is that thing? Is it in this drawer? When I did that video, one of my first ones on this Pop Voice lavalier mic, the mic's like $12, and they approached me and I was so excited. I'm like, well, yeah. And I needed a mic. So I thought, I'll do it. Works beautifully. I like it. I did the video. I got a free mic out of it, which I needed. But that video has been on my YouTube channel for the past 2 years. So if anybody goes back and looks at it, they are constantly getting free advertising based on that $12 investment. They probably throw that much money away in paper products. So that's the thing there. Hi there, Yusuf. Welcome. So Yusuf is saying good morning. So it must be like morning over there too. Gosh. No, he didn't have a sample of a contract. He did not. And that was something that would have been nice. Now, I had to jump off because I needed to come over here. So I don't know what they might have had later, but he talked about when you look at those contracts, that some of them are pretty standard, and that you could probably Google a standard YouTube contract. I don't know though. I mean, I don't know what they might have said later. Like I said, I'm going to finish it up once we're done here. But it's worth knowing what's on there. Some things to think about, though, would be whether or not they get the right to use some of your video in their marketing campaign or not. Whether or not, if they're not pleased with the content, can they ask you to take the videos down or not? You know, who gets to control the video, those kinds of things. But yeah, sample contract would be good. And Kenya agrees they're taking advantage of YouTubers and getting over. Yes, because so most of us are not very knowledgeable in regards to this. So yeah. And Khadijah said that, you know, we as YouTubers, we creators do have more to lose, lots of time creating the content. Some viewers don't like being sold anything and they can turn them off. That's true. They get advertising for the life of that video and products that get written off on taxes, or they can get written off for marketing purposes, that kind of thing, for taxes. So you're right, Khadijah. You are absolutely right. And well, Frazio says it is very smart of the companies. She would probably buy a product recommended by a creator that they like, even from a video of 2 years ago. And see, that's where marketing is going right now, to micro influencers. Well, what are micro influencers? Micro or small or mini influencers are people like us, YouTube creators who have, say, less than 100,000 subscribers, maybe even less than 50,000 subscribers, but are small influencers that have a dedicated group of followers or subscribers or viewers that consistently watch their content. So yeah, it's win-win for the brand. You know, now Stephanie says she was told by another YouTuber that to say "you be blessed" at the end of her video is a turnoff. What do I think? I don't think that "you be blessed" is necessarily a turnoff, but it does suggest a certain religious affiliation. So when I hear someone say, "well, you be blessed" or something like that, I'm thinking that you're probably a Christian, um, more than likely a Baptist, and it's something you might be used to saying at church in your community, that kind of thing. If I'm not a believer, or don't believe in your certain mode, or that, I possibly could be turned off. But I suppose it depends upon the person that's doing the listening. I, coming from my university background, when I was teaching, we had to be very careful about religious overtones or connotations in teaching, in our lectures, and even things that we did at the university. Like, for example, on Good Friday, you know, we would leave and go to church. Well, you know, Good Friday is not a holiday, and the college could not give people off for Good Friday. It's not a national holiday, it's a religious holiday. But if people left the office to go home early or to go to church and come back, our supervisors just kind of looked the other way because they knew folks were going to church because it was Good Friday. But the university couldn't give you off for Good Friday. So I have just kind of gotten used to not making any kind of religious references for the most part on my YouTube channel. Now, when I'm sending a message to you guys, or if one of my subscribers has had a problem and I'm responding to them, you know, like for example, Rachel Knight, you know, she's one of my traditional homemakers. And I knew that her husband is in the military and was going to be deployed soon. And I might have said to her, well, God's grace and blessings upon you and your family. Because I feel like at this point, I've established a relationship with Rachel and that she would be accepting of me offering her a blessing, so to speak. But I probably wouldn't say that at the end of my video, every video, just say, well, be blessed or something like that. But then again, that you have to decide that for yourself. Is that something that you want to make sure is part of your calling? So for example, one of my other traditional homemakers and one of our sisters here in the circle, Khadijah, her channel has a Christian value base. I know that because I've watched her channel. I've seen her talk about various Bible verses. I've seen her talk about her role as a Christian wife and that kind of thing. I'm not turned off by that because some of those things she believes are things that I am very familiar with, might have been in my background when I grew up or whatever. I'm comfortable visiting her channel with that. There's other people whose channels have a similar base that I may follow because those religious beliefs don't disturb me. Now, a couple of years ago, when we were doing the shout out Sunday, I think it was, and when we would get new people, I would go and visit their channel. And this one lady joined the group, and I went to check out her channel, and it was some kind of it had like some kind of satanic or something overtones to it. I was like, whoa. And I was just like, instantly, I just clicked off her channel and unsubscribed. It was like, I do not want to associate with that. So it just depends upon what people's frame of reference is and how accepting they are. There are some things that I'm just not accepting of. And then other times I'm pretty open. It's like, okay, well, you believe that, I believe this, I can just keep it moving. Some things I can't keep it moving with. It's like, okay, no, we can't do that. So it just depends. If you feel that saying you be blessed is important and that is something you want associated with you, that people know that, you have faith-based as part of your channel, it's okay. Like you guys all know, I follow Sean Cannell in Think Media. That whole channel, that whole business is run from a faith-based perspective. He talks about his faith all the time, and he'll quote Bible verses from time to time and talk about just different things. So it just depends upon how you want to be known. If people don't come to you because you say you be blessed, then maybe they're not your tribe. Because they say your vibe attracts your tribe. So if people are turned off by that, they're not the people you want there anyway. So there's that. So now let me back up. I missed a lot of stuff. And Khadijah says she doesn't think it's a turn off. The street food video, explain. I don't know what you mean by the street food video. I must have missed something there. I missed something, Yusuf. You'll have to explain. And then Frezio says that he likes it when people say that. Kenya says that's a personal preference. She says she's a Christian and doesn't care if anyone has a problem with it. So yeah, you just have to decide where to stand your ground. If that's part of what's important to you, then go with it. Like for me, not that I'm opposed to it. It's just not something that I do routinely, just because professionally, it wasn't something that we could do. Now, when we were in the hospital at the bedside, did we talk about spirituality as a part of nursing care? Yes, we did. It was one of the 5 components of nursing care. We talked about spirituality and how important it is to be there for the patient and with the patient and calling the chaplain and all these kinds of stuff. But it wasn't something that I tried to espouse there from the lecture podium or to try to talk to a student about my particular belief. We might talk about 6, 7, 8, or 9 different beliefs that patients might have and how you can minister to the patient or help them operationalize their beliefs within their value system. We talked about that. So, but yeah, it just depends upon it. If the people have a problem with it, they just won't visit you. They'll go somewhere else. Right. Exactly. If someone has a problem with it, then they're not right for your channel. And me, I take all the blessings I can get. And Kenya says, she says, much love, many blessings. Yes. So Stephanie says she's a Christian and doesn't see anything wrong with it. And she's talked and has got blessings in a few videos. Yeah. And I think Mary makes a good point. Most major religions would respect that: Jewish, Muslim, Christian. And it might be true for Buddhist and Hindu, not sure. But to say be blessed because they too have blessings in many forms. I'm just not sure what the overall most awesome being is. It might be Buddha or something like that. Not sure. So I better not talk about stuff I don't know. Yusuf, about my channel. Your channel is about street food? Is that what you're saying, Yusuf? I'm still missing it. So Yusuf, what is your channel about? Did you say your channel is about street food? Is that what you're saying? Because I am not clear. And then what is your question, I guess? Or if I missed something, you guys let me know. Yeah, guys, did I miss something about Yusuf's channel that I don't see? I don't understand what you mean by the street food. I don't know what street food refers to. Okay. Um, do you guys have any other questions that we need to address real quick? I'm trying to figure out what Yusuf is talking about regarding street food because I don't know what that is. Hmm. Any other quick questions? And then we can probably wrap it up for tonight. Kenya, one of the things we were talking about was nasty comments via timestamps. So if you see those on your channel or if you see those on someone else's channel, then some of the things you might want to do is to block it, report it, and then delete it. And typically YouTube will report it once they do it. Oh, Thelma, YouTube putting commercials on channels. You know what? Roberto talked about that too. And YouTube putting commercials on your channels. And for those of you that are not monetized, I don't think you're getting paid for those either. Yeah, I don't think you're getting paid for those. So that was a big deal. When Roberto talked about that, he thought that's a big deal for them to do that. And I think they're putting commercials on. If you've got 8 minutes or more of a video, they're putting them in. But if you're not monetized, they're still putting them in and they're getting the revenue and not you. Um, so Yusuf, your channel is about street food and cooking. Well, congratulations on that. I'm not sure if you have a question about that. So Sherry says YouTube puts commercials on her non-monetized sewing channel. She hopes it's not turning people off. You know what? I don't think it does if it's not a lot. But I tell you what, though, I was watching a video the other day and it was a long video. And I swear, it felt like every 5 minutes there was a commercial popping up. And I was like, I'm watching YouTube, not TV. What is it? What's the deal? I was irritated by how many I was seeing. But that's the way it's going. You know, I've talked to my husband about this off and on, and he says, well, you guys ought to get together and do this, and you guys ought to get together and do that. But what I try to help him understand is that we don't have a lot of control in some of those regards. So unless you have a big enough viewership with enough affiliate links that you don't have to depend on AdSense. So Gladys said this was an informative session. So thank you, Gladys, for joining us. Thank you for that. You have a blessed week as well. I'm just trying to see what it was Yusuf wanted to ask us about, something about street food and cooking. That's what your channel is about. Well, okay. And how are things going for you on that channel? It's about time for us to wrap it up, ladies and gents. So just trying to wait for that question real quick. I've been pretty thirsty today. Fresno says YouTube wants to sell premium memberships with no commercials. She gets commercials for that. Yeah, you know, sometimes that's the only way to opt out. Do you get more ads or affiliate links, Denise, if you don't mind me asking? I get ads. I get ads all the time on my YouTube channel because once you're monetized, you have to have 4,000 watch time hours and 1,000 subscribers to apply to be monetized. And then once you become monetized, Google AdSense will shoot ads on your, well, not shoot, will place ads on your videos based on the content and to make the ads relevant, you know, for the kinds of things that, you know, you're talking about and for your audience, that kind of thing. And the ads just come and you can decide what kind of ads you have. Now, as far as affiliate links go, those are things that you have to go out and get. So at this point, I probably have more ads because I really don't have a lot of affiliate links, but I should have more. And one of the things that Roberto talks about and that Sean Cannell talks about is not putting all your eggs in one basket, that you should have multiple streams of income. Sean says, and Roberto definitely says, number one, you need to have a buy button. And I'm going to write that down. You need to have a buy button on your YouTube channel. Now let me find where I put it. Okay. So he says you need to have a buy button on your YouTube channel. Well, what does that mean? You need to have a button where people can buy things from you on your YouTube channel. So I am just now getting to the point where I can have a buy button on my channel with my apron shop, Apron Diva, which I thought was going to go live today. And it didn't because I didn't have the shipping sites. There's a couple little glitches that we're still trying to sort out with the Shopify account because I have to figure out a way to take money, and I have to have a way to have things connected so that it's safe for people's credit cards and all that stuff. So I'm still working those pieces out, but another 2 or 3 days and we should have it all worked out. But I will finally have a buy button on my channel. So what does that mean? That means that I'll have a link that if people choose to, they can click on that link and purchase a product that I am selling. Roberto was saying also we need to develop an email list. Well, why do you need an email list? Because you're probably thinking, well, I don't have anything to sell. Well, you may not now. So 2 years ago, I didn't have anything to sell and I didn't think about starting an email list. Even though they were telling us to do it, I didn't do it. So now I'm trying to start an email list. So you should probably be starting an email list. So Michelle, I know you have your printables that you have linked. Are you collecting email addresses on those printables so that you've got a list of people that you can contact later when you have something you want to sell? Roberto says you should have enough products to sell on your channel that if your 1,000 dedicated fans wanted to spend $1,000 with you, they could. Do you have that? Well, if you like me, no, I don't have that. That's why so many people have YouTube courses, or they have printables, free printables, or they have other things that you can buy and purchase from them. Um, oh, okay. Let me get back to this. So she meant, do I get more money from ads versus affiliate links? Oh, ads. I get more money from AdSense, and I don't get a whole lot of money, at least not typically throughout the year. My sweet spot is September through December because, my Thanksgiving series and that kind of thing does really well for me. But during the rest of the year, it's just a little moderate income. So it's not a whole lot. So I get more from AdSense than affiliate links because I don't really promote the affiliate links very much. I just don't. Now, why? I just don't remember to do it. I just don't remember to do it. Like if I was smart, even though I don't have to promote this water bottle on this channel, I would at least put the affiliate link in the description box so that maybe you guys decide to buy one and I can still get credit for that. I just don't think to do it. But Sean Kennel and Roberto Blake says you should have affiliate links and multiple affiliate links because that's one of the things Roberto emphasized today. You get more money with affiliate links than you do with AdSense. He was saying there's some products that you can promote that, well, for example, this YouTube at the bottom of the screen, like if someone clicks on that YouTube, not YouTube Prime, but it's the where you can skip, you can look at certain videos on YouTube. It's some kind of a select YouTube channel. If someone clicks on that on your channel, you get a portion of that and you get a portion of it for a long time. If you have a TubeBuddy affiliate and people buy TubeBuddy and they use your affiliate link, TubeBuddy gives you 50% of that first couple months or something like that. That's more than some of us might get on one video. So affiliate links can certainly pay you a lot more than AdSense, depending upon how much AdSense money you make. So yeah, I definitely get more money from AdSense versus affiliate links because you can get the money on your AdSense based upon your watch time. The more people watch, they get exposed to the video, but to the ads on your channel, your AdSense grows, that kind of thing. So Vamsy wants to know, does YouTube make more money? Oh, YouTube definitely makes more money than I do. So Daluzu said she didn't get the notification, but just checked because of the time. Yeah, you guys know last Sunday was Easter, so of course I wasn't on. But typically, 7:45 on Sunday, I'm going to be here. So Michelle said, "What's a buy button?" Well, that's a button that it's a link. It's a link that people can click on to buy something for you. It's from you. It's like having merch. Like a lot of you probably have merch. Well, some of you have merch on your channel. Roberto has a lot of merch or merchandise. Those are things that you can buy from that individual. So when my link goes live for my apron shop, that's a buy button for me because then you can buy something from me. That's what it is. Now, Michelle, you've got several affiliate links and you've got some pretty good ones. So that's good. Well, Kenya, you said you need to look into a buy button. I agree, but I really think you should start with an Amazon affiliate link though, Kenya, because you've done a lot of great videos with a lot of great products, and people will buy things that you promote because you promote them because you do such a good job with it. And you might be able to make some money there. But again, what is it that you could sell on your channel that you could have a buy button? So yeah, you definitely should be looking into that. Let's see. Oh, more affiliate sales for Facebook. Who was saying, where was that? I just saw it. So Cheryl said she's noticed her views aren't the same, but her content's the same. I think my views are down too. I have to agree. I think my views are down too. And you know what, Michelle? I have to agree with you. I don't get much from Amazon affiliates either. I think I made $30 one month on Amazon. I was like, oh, I made $30 on Amazon. I was excited. Now, $30 may sound like a lot, but as Sean Cannell says, I am not going to despise small beginnings. It was $30 more than I had. But yeah, I think my views have been teetering too. I think it has been a toss up. So Vamsy, you said you know how to make a buy button on your channel. So what are you going to sell? You need to have something that you sell that is of use to your viewers. That's what you do. Oh, you know what? I have not applied for Grove Collaborative Influencer Revenue. And I know that's different from the affiliate link. I probably should. I think I applied for them when I had 5,000 subscribers because when I first applied, you only had to have 5,000 subscribers to become an affiliate. Well, I didn't get it because they had changed the rule to 7,000 and I just haven't bothered to reapply. But yeah, their collaborative influencer revenue probably is pretty good. Oh, Nicole joined us tonight. Hey, Nicole. So now Leni asks, how many of you have merch? How many of you have merch? I don't have any merch, but I'm gonna. Give me a few more days. I'll have some merchandise that you can buy. But so Leni wants to know how many of you guys out there have merch on your channel. And I've seen a couple changes too on how people's channels seem to be like transitioning a little bit. So Nicole says her views haven't been what they were a few months ago. I was talking to Fly Lady Cat and she said the same thing. It just seems like they're just not the same. So I don't know what it is that's happening. Amazon pays you more. Well, see, Audible is an affiliate. Yeah, so it's like you get a percentage, I believe, if they sign up. Like there's a flat fee for each person that you get to sign up for Audible that they pay you for. So it's probably more than, say, AdSense. You know what, Kenya? I am so excited too. But I'll tell you what, it's exhausting because it's more than a notion to start a business. And you have to get in the supplies. You have to get in the inventory. But then there's also supplies you need to be able to ship the inventory out. There's connections you need to make either with the post office or some other shipping service to be able to mail things out. It's just more. And I thought, I'm like, what was I thinking? But I am excited. I'm really excited about it. Had a nice little photo shoot to kind of get some pictures of me in various aprons. You guys probably saw a couple of the pictures on my community tab, and my banner is a little different. It's got one of my new pictures in there. Look, I even got my eyebrows done. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me now, because of course my face isn't done, but my sister's been wanting me to get my eyebrows down for the longest, so I finally did. So I have to try to keep them up. So now, Mary, you've got some free printables, but are you collecting those email addresses associated with that? Because you may need them one day. Oh, I don't think you have to have a lot of subs to make merch. No, you do not. You can have merch as long as you have people willing to buy it. And people won't be willing to buy anything if you don't have anything to show them. So, make the merch and then see if they're willing to buy it. Yeah. No, Vamsy, Blue Skies, let's see. Blue Skies isn't joining us today. She's not feeling well, so she hasn't been on for the last couple of weeks. Melissa has a Etsy shop. That's kind of cool. Somebody was on that made dish rags, and I don't remember who it was. Was it Thelma? Was it you that said you crocheted dish rags? Because I was going to order some from somebody and I lost the contact. I'm thinking within the next 2 or 3 days, I should be ready to go. My son was on the site today and he put in an order to kind of see if things were working okay. And so, and he put his order in through PayPal. So I have to go into PayPal and do something to make sure everything's connected. And then Blue Skies wasn't happy with the way the website was showing up on the mobile device. On the desktop and on the tablet, it looked fine. But on the mobile device, like on the phone, half of it was cut off. So she wasn't pleased with that. And it's just little things like that. We're trying to get the glitches out. Yeah, well, as you can see, I finally got them done. So I think I answered that question. Oh, you can put them for free, but Mary, if you can, try to figure out a way that you can get the email addresses so that you can collect those. Okay, so Simple Southern Reflections said it wasn't her. I can't remember who it was I was going to order those dishcloths from. Yes, Melissa, I have one that's called Marie that's a plus size, so it definitely will fit my fluffy girls. And then most of them have extra long ties, which is also good for my fluffy girls. And I'm getting pretty fluffy myself, so trust me, I get it. Okay, Kenya, I'll give you a call. All right, ladies, I think it's time for us to wrap it up. We've been on longer than I anticipated. I figured by the time we got done talking about the naughty comments that it wouldn't take us very long on the other, but it really was some good conversation. So going to say good night to everyone. Vamsy going to say good night to you too. And you guys look for an email from me or something on the community tab, letting you guys know that things are live. And I'll see you next time. Good night.